The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of holiday cheer. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking the top 5 movies to watch over the holiday season. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. I am your host, Alex, the Salty Nerd. Today, we're talking the top 5 movies that we watched during the holiday season. I am joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader is here, as always.
Ho, ho, ho.
In full holiday cheer. What's up, dude?
I am. Wearing my
He's our resident Santa.
You look the part. You're doing well.
It really is kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it was like another inch long, it would be there, wouldn't it?
You need gold rimmed glasses.
I used to have a pair.
And
they were silver, but yeah.
And a big red suit. You could be a good like violent Santa Claus, which is like a new thing happening nowadays with like Mel Gibson, that dude from Stranger Things, David Harbour. Yeah. There's been a lot of violent Santas out coming out lately. Judah's also here.
Hello!
You're so weird.
She is weird.
I was sitting like this for like.
I know. I was watching. I'm like, oh, she's getting primed for her entrance.
Yeah.
What's up, Jude? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Dig your hat.
Thank you.
Well done.
You didn't want to wear one though.
No,
Do you want to wear it now?
I'm anti-Christmas. That's all my movies on my list are anti-Christmas.
If you're gonna do it, I'd rather you do it in the house.
Matthew Cadish is also here. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. So basically, these aren't necessarily the top Christmas movies or holiday movies. They're just, if you're home over the holidays and you're bored and you're looking for something to watch, these are our recommendations for movies that you might want to check out. So some of them are going to be Christmas themed, some of them not. But like we have all of the staples, which I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit. But, hopefully some of us came up with some off the wall stuff.
Oh, mine are definitely off the wall, some of them. And so it was weird to me because I don't consider these movies to be Christmas movies, but some of them happen to be on Christmas, which is weird for me. But anyway, I'm just going to get started. I cheated a little bit. I did like a twofer. So I did a twofer, and then there's a trilogy in there somewhere.
How very Cadish of you.
Yeah. My 2 movies that I watched, it's like a must if you're on, holiday weekend, December, cozied up, hanging out, is Die Hard, of course.
Of course.
Of course. And Lethal Weapon.
Shocker.
None of these are shocker. No, this is not a shocker. This is one of those like staple moments. Like, yes, of course you watch it during Christmas.
Yeah, I specifically left those off my list because I'm like, everyone's going to be watching those.
No, they're on my list.
Oh, no, everything on my list is
like staple?
Oh, mostly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. Mostly. Go ahead. Those are my 2. What are you, shocker? Jude's making sex symbols over here. 2 in
the pink, 1 in the stink, right?
Yep.
Or is it?
No, you got it right the first time.
I mean,
whatever you want.
Depends what your girls
you get.
What?
That's so gross. All right.
Receiver's choice.
Shocker. That's a movie we need to watch.
Shocker?
Yes.
What is that?
We'll talk.
It's a Wes Craven movie.
Yeah.
Oh no. Go ahead.
So Christmas, there's always 2 things that I have to watch with Christmas. And I never thought I would ever like watching these movies. But with the kids and the grandkids and the wife, they're very traditional, and Christmas isn't Christmas until you've watched these 2 movies. And I'm doing a 2 for this one too. And the first one isn't a movie. It's just a special that we all watch every year. And that's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original cartoon, not the movie, not the Jim Carrey thing, but the original. So when we decorate our tree, that has to be playing, or else it's not Christmas. It's a weird thing. And that started when I got married and I inherited my girls. And it just kind of.
Is that a Dr. Seuss thing?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen it. So.
And the other thing is a wife thing. It doesn't really feel like Christmas until I sit down and I watch White Christmas with the wife.
Aww.
And we watch it, we'll probably watch it 3 weeks before Christmas. Generally is when we start. And then I start feeling in the mood. Then I can start, let's go shopping. Let's go drive around the neighborhood and look at lights. Let's go do,
that's really sweet.
Family Christmas stuff. But it's just one of those kind of sappy tradition things that I like to do. And I was never like that before I got married. But once I got married, I kind of like adopted my wife's and her family's like little weird traditions. And those are 2 of them. So
yeah.
White Christmas and Grinch. Yeah, definitely need to watch those.
You know what, Vader? You are a surly fucking curmudgeon. But one of my favorite things about you is how fucking much you love your wife.
I do.
Like when you talk about your wife, and like when she's out of town and how like out of sorts you are. Oh, love for
Well-
your family is my favorite thing about you.
I can go
and it
days.
just gives me a look into
Oh, thank you.
this tiny little heart you have that when she's around, it grows three times bigger.
Yeah.
It's a hard exterior with a nice little nougat
I'm
center.
one of those guys that
He's a softie.
Yeah.
she leaves me alone a couple times a year to go to Oregon or go to on a work trip or something. And if she's gone more than 2 nights, that's when
You're not
I'm done.
okay.
I'm not okay. I'm really not. So like can't sleep. It's like, oh, what am I gonna do? Yeah, it just doesn't work. So yeah, I get it.
Find him walking around without a shirt on.
Running around the neighborhood in my underwear. So, oh, what's going on? I'm gonna be one of the
Have a handle of Tito's in his hand.
Yeah.
if I'm old, if we get really old and she goes first, I'm gonna be one of those husbands that just like, I'm done. The next day,
Yeah.
I'm just
Laying down on train tracks.
Well, that's the way to go.
tell the kids like, you might as well just buy 2 coffins because it's not gonna last.
make
Take me with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't leave me here by myself.
Take me away from all of this death.
All right, Jude.
This is not going to be a very entertaining list for me because they're all pretty traditional
Yeah.
Christmas movies. So there are just some feel-good Christmas movies that I enjoy during Christmas season. And I just watched this movie this week while I was putting up my tree. Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman, While You Were Sleeping.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
that movie.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
cool movie. Is it a Christmas movie? Does it take over? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It's been a minute
Yeah,
since I
because
watched
he
it.
had the brother who she is in love with has his accident on Christmas Day.
That's right. Okay.
And then she saves his life. So the family comes to the hospital and they're like, well, we really didn't get to do Christmas, so why don't you come with us?
Yeah, and she becomes like her, or she fakes her way into being like,
The nurse thinks that she is his fiance and then tells the family that, and she
just rides
doesn't.
it.
She doesn't tell them different.
yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
then she falls in love with his brother.
Cool.
Oh, such a good movie. I love it.
That was a good movie. I like
Yeah.
it too. Kadish.
All right. So, we all have our staples that we watch, but I was like, well, I kind of covered this last year. So like, I wanted to do something a little bit different this year. And one of the movies that we actually watched for the podcast, which I thought makes a great holiday viewing movie, is Krampus. It's a
Yeah.
Christmas themed horror movie, but it's actually really, really good. And I avoided this movie for a long time because like I'm just like, it looks cheesy, it looks like a stupid Christmas horror movie, but it actually has like really strong themes about family and stuff like that. And it's a weird, interesting take on like the Santa mythos. And it was just like a really fun, entertaining movie to watch.
Did we watch that with Danny?
No, I was here for that one.
Were you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I remember Krampus. I liked it too. I had one of my favorite actors too from Parks and Rec. I think he was in it.
Yeah, same guy from
Severance.
Severance, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That was a cool movie. All right. And my next on my list, this is a trilogy. So there's 3 movies in this, but it is the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh,
This-
good pick.
This is a holiday season. Curl up on the couch with some nice hot cocoa or freaking eggnog or whatever with a nice blanket and just sit down and just enjoy a damn good series of movies.
Yeah.
They never get old. And it just so happens that December is their anniversary for the release dates. So it just kind of lines up perfect. And we just watched it recently for the podcast to review, what did we do? 2 Towers?
Yeah.
And then,
The super giant extended long.
yeah.
Yeah.
We found that out.
It's
We
like
found out that
the
HBO Max.
12-hour long version.
HBO Max has like a 4.5 hour long versions of each of the movies.
super
There's shit in these things I didn't even know was out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, this is amazing. So I got to watch that this year, which was a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. It's cold outside. It's snowing. If it snows where you're at, just freaking throw on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing fun.
So after we watched 2 Towers, I went down a rabbit hole of Lord of the Rings.
I did too.
I listened to the first book on audiobook, and I watched obviously the next movie because I needed to finish it out. And then I had never seen any of the Hobbit movies before.
Did you watch them?
So I watched the first one, and my 8.5-year-old came in while I was watching it, and he sat down and watched it with me. And then I was like, you want to watch the next one? And he was like, yeah. And he got into it too. And it was like one of the first things like fandoms that my son has actually been interested in with me. So it was really cool.
He's the right age.
Yeah. For my camping trip that I went on, I bought a paperback version of The Hobbit.
Oh, I saw that you and your sons were reading that on your trip.
And they're loving it, man.
That's great.
And I was reading, and I happened to start watching The Hobbit. Well, I don't know, recently or whatever. My kid, again, he walked in, he was watching it with me. And there was this scene, we hadn't got to it in the book yet, but he saw it in the movie and he's like, what are those? I'm like, oh, those are the giant stone giants from the mountains. And he's like, you could just see it. He was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he's
when we
the right age,
when
too.
we were reading the book, he's like, Dad, when are the stone giants going to show up? And I'm like, well, give it a minute. I think they're on their way there. And when they start climbing the Misty Mountains and they have that fight with the giants, he's like, he starts elbowing. He's like, Dad, the giants. And I'm like, I know, I'm reading it with you. It was great.
I tried to do the same thing with my son with Harry Potter, but I ruined it because as I was reading it to him, I started crying.
Oh, no.
And I was like, this moment is amazing for me. And he was like, I don't think I'm into this, Mom.
I do all of the voices for the Lord of the Rings. I'm like, I do the Gandalf voice, I do the Smeagol voice, I do it all. And I'm like, I do like Thorin Oakenshield has his own, like I just go all out with it. And he loves it. He'll sit down in there he'll let me read 2-3 chapters at a time. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings. Perfect for holidays. What's the next on your list there?
So
D?
you and me, I'm always amazed at how much you and me think alike when it comes to a lot of this stuff. There are
Well, you're work married.
we kind of are, but there are several trilogies that I try to watch every December. I just do. And I don't know why, but it's just always in December. And Lord of the Rings is one of them. I got 2 others that I'm going to mention, but I'm not going to do them in any order. And the first one is I always watch the first 3 indie movies in December. I always do.
It's a good list.
There's just something. December is the month when I just like to hunker down and watch things that make me feel good. It's when my grandkids come to town and we can kick back and just chill and and there's always an indie movie in there. And I watch Raiders of the Lost Ark all the time. If it's on TV, I just stop if I'm flipping through the channels. But I always try to dedicate at least one day in December to my favorite trilogies, and it's Lord of the Rings, but Indiana Jones is definitely there as well.
I need to add that to my list. Yeah.
So
for sure.
and it's fun. I don't like to watch heavy shit during the holidays. I just don't. And I like things that make me comfortable. And the Indiana Jones trilogy, all 3 of them are something that I do watch.
Cool. Right on.
Yep.
Jude, what's next for you?
Anything Harry Potter.
Okay, I thought so. I felt the vibe coming off you. You were like, we're talking trilogies, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones. Jude's like, Harry freaking Potter.
Yeah. So I mentioned on a previous episode that like it's not going to be cheesy, but our wedding theme is Harry Potter. But it's more like
classy Harry Potter,
magical speakeasy.
Yeah. Okay.
But I love Harry Potter, and I love the books. I love the movies, and I love the progression of each book / movie that like gets a little bit darker and a little bit more grown up throughout, and where it goes. Oh, it's such a good. So it's so good. I love it. So I've been listening to the audiobooks for like probably the last 6 months or so. And I can't think of a reason not to marathon the movies. Anytime I'm sick, anytime there's a holiday, anytime there's downtime. I love Harry Potter. I watch it on repeat throughout the year. Kadish is very sick of it.
Yeah.
I've seen one. I've seen the first one. That's it.
Yeah, that's the weakest one.
Yeah, I kind of thought so.
Yeah,
okay.
I actually want you to watch it, but I want to start you off at like the 3rd one because it starts getting dark then, and I think you would be into it.
Okay.
Also, you're getting a custom wand as a party favor.
I'm getting a custom one?
Yeah, I made them.
What?
I made 200 wands.
All right. Kadish, what's next for you, man?
All right. So there was a movie that came out in 2020 that has quickly become a like mandatory December viewing movie for me. And it was a movie that on its surface sounds kind of stupid, but when you watch it, you're like, man, this is really good. And we actually got to talk to the directors behind this movie as our first interview. I don't know if you remember that, Alex.
Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It was a movie starring Mel Gibson as Santa Claus. And it's called Fat Man.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it's got Walton Goggins in it as the bad guy. And it's about a spoiled brat kid who gets like a lump of coal for Christmas. And so he hires a hitman to kill Santa. And Mel Gibson plays, the fat man. And we get to see like his North Pole workshop and all the elves and his wife and stuff like that. And then this assassin comes by and tries to kill him, and he has to fight back.
Oh my God, that movie's so good.
Yeah, like the premise sounds a little bit ridiculous, but when you watch it, you're like, this is totally believable. I'm totally into this.
And the best part is when Santa Claus is like, you think you're the first assassin who's ever
Oh
come for
yeah,
me?
dude, Mel Gibson kills it.
He's
in that
a
movie.
badass.
He's so
He's a
freaking cool.
bad fat man.
Because he's like reluctant to go back to that. Apparently, he's got a checkered past or something like that.
Yeah, and all
he's
the
like,
elves come out with their fucking like AR-15s.
yeah, it's I really love that movie, and I was so happy that was one of the first ones we ever reached out to the people who created it, and that was like our first time where they're like, yeah, we'll come on your podcast. We had like less than 1,000 subs or something
The
at that
Nelms
point.
brothers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they came on and chatted with us
Oh
over
God,
the phone.
we were so nervous for
We
that
were
interview.
super nervous.
It was one of our audio only.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look back on that very fondly.
Oh, great pick,
I
Kadish.
still hate interviews. They freak me out.
Yeah, I still get a little squirrely about it.
I'm not good with it.
Unless it's David Hewlett, then I'm like, hey, what's up,
well,
bro?
he's a nerd. He's a salty nerd.
Yeah. Right on. Cool.
How weird is that?
It's very weird.
Very
That's a
weird.
big thing that happened this year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, the next on my list. This is also a movie that happens to be around Christmas time. Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, I love that movie.
I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan normally, but there's a few movies of his that I'm like really into, and Edward Scissorhands always makes me feel very uncomfortable. I'm like, it just gives me a weird vibe the whole time, but I keep going back to it. It's creepy. And like the townspeople, it feels very like Matrixy, like they're in the Matrix and like something happens and he cracks the code or whatever. It's very strange. It's a very weird movie, but I like it.
And I think when they filmed that, it was right after Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder broke up. So the chemistry between them is so sorrowful.
It's very awkward. The whole movie's
Yeah.
awkward. Yeah, the whole movie's awkward, especially the mom when like she's like trying to do everything that she can.
Nice. Oh, love her.
It's so weird. It's like everything about that movie makes me feel uncomfortable and awkward, but it's so good. And I love it. And it's a staple. I just watched it recently and I was like, yeah, let's throw Edward Scissorhands back on. Gotta check it out. At least once a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah. All right.
You guys are giving me ideas for what I want to watch tonight.
Fat Man. I need to go back and watch
Fat
Fat Man.
Man,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. And Indiana Jones for me.
I need to introduce Edward Scissorhands to my son.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
like bad about
No,
it.
I think he might be into it.
Maybe. V, what's next for you, bud?
So I'm gonna keep this kind of like dialed in. It's never, and I know everybody's seen this movie a million times, and if you haven't, then there's something wrong with you. But Christmas isn't Christmas until you've seen Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
It's
okay.
almost made my list.
And the
Yeah,
boys,
yeah, yeah.
and, you know, it's like to me, it's like that Christmas Carol movie, which I'm sure is probably on somebody's list. I can't stand that movie. It's just so overplayed, but so was Christmas Vacation. But Christmas Vacation, I like the humor. It's just one of those things that makes me laugh, and it feels like Christmas when
When you watch it.
when he goes out there and he gets the chords and and it doesn't work. I feel his pain. I have to do that this week. Put all that shit on my house. I'm not happy about it. You ever try to like put lawn stakes into a rock yard?
Oh.
Put on top of concrete.
Yeah, forget about it.
I
You need
don't
a
know.
hammer.
I don't know what I'm gonna do
You have to use a hammer.
with plastic stakes.
Yes.
Yeah, that works really well.
I did it for our Halloween decorations that murdered a neighborhood bird.
I wasn't going to tell anybody about that.
I always feel Chevy Chase's pain and frustration when I'm watching Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
And it makes me laugh every time I see it. And so it just doesn't really feel like Christmas until I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that movie.
I would hope to have. It's very-
Sir,
yeah.
the shitter's full.
I can't reference it very much. I can't
Randy,
quote it.
I mean,
but
Alex just said that he never saw The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. So I mean,
I know, I've never
is
seen that.
this really surprising?
It's because he's lived it.
yeah. So yeah. That's
So
mine.
it's like, what was your childhood like? You never had Dr. Seuss.
I mean, I read Dr. Seuss. I think. I don't know.
They only gave him the green egg.
He's a star-bellied sneetch.
Sam I am.
Not a moon-bellied sneetch, right?
I don't know what that means. Okay, Jude. Next on your
for
list.
the trees. So speaking of the Christmas Carol, Scrooged,
Okay.
Never seen it.
Bill Murray,
Yeah.
Bobcat
That's a
Goldthwait,
good
Never
one.
seen it.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Man, I haven't seen that in a while. I
Sorry.
need to rewatch
Bill
that one.
Murray is like the president of an advertising company.
No, he's a president of a TV network.
TV network, yeah. And they're making this new like Christmas Carol movie, and he has to advertise it. And so he's doing that thing where he's like making a commercial for it, where it's all just like nothing to do with the movie. It's all just like, terrible things happening in the world.
Acid rain.
Acid rain and murder.
So he works for CNN.
All of this will happen to you if you miss watching Scrooged.
Well, what's funny about that, and by the way, Scrooge is like mandatory holiday viewing.
Yeah.
But like it opens up with a promo for the night Christmas died or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's basically the Fat Man movie. It's Santa versus ninja Nazis. Who attack the North Pole, and Lee Majors, the $6 Million Man, comes to the rescue and helps Santa fight these Nazi ninjas. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a very funny movie, but it's a different take on. It's a Richard Donner film. It's a different take on the classic Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. So I'm surprised you haven't seen it because it's really good.
One of our favorites is in it, Carol Kane, and she plays like the ghost of Christmas Present.
I want to say past
Maybe, and she's wearing like a Tinkerbell outfit.
Oh, okay. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
10,000%.
Yeah,
All right,
and
cool.
she beats the shit out of Bill Murray.
Perfect. That's another reason to watch it. All right, that's on my list now. Kadish, what's next for you?
All right, so we all know that Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie ever made, and
Granted.
it's always on everyone's Die Hard, Christmas list.
Yep.
So I wanted to go someplace a little bit different. So this is kind of a Die Hard movie, and it's not technically a Christmas movie, but there's lots of snow in it, so it can kind of feel Christmassy.
Fine.
So I'm going to go with the Sylvester Stallone classic Cliffhanger.
Oh, I freaking love that movie. Yes.
Cliffhanger.
Yes.
Cliffhanger. It's basically Die Hard, and it's basically the exact same movie as Die Hard.
Die Hard on a mountain.
On a mountain
Yep.
in the snow.
Yes.
With Sylvester Stallone instead of Bruce Willis. So like if you're looking for an alternative to Die Hard, I would recommend watching this movie.
I dig it. That is a regular rewatch for me. Like at least once a year, I watch Cliffhanger.
It's got John Lithgow and the other guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, Michael Rooker. So it's a fun movie. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, and that opening scene is iconic when he accidentally drops the lady off the wire, and like they lampooned it in Pet Detective. It's a great freaking movie. All right, next on my list,
2, right?
Yeah, this is number 2. I'm gonna say The Descent. This is an oddball one.
Oh, I like that movie.
I love The Descent. Anything to do with like claustrophobic caves and cave diving.
So Christmassy.
It's very Christmassy. For some reason, it always like gets my attention.
All female cast.
Very smoking hot female cast.
It's like one dude
Is there one dude?
in the
I don't think so.
beginning.
Oh,
and
when
in
he
the flashback.
he drives them to the place or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it's a regular rewatch for me, and I haven't seen it in a minute, and I was like, you know what? That's a December movie for me.
Shit, there are so many movies I want to watch tonight.
I
now.
friggin' love The Descent. It's
Cave
so
zombies.
yes,
Sold.
I'm in. That scene where she comes out of the goo and she's holding the flare, and she's like,
Hey, during our
I
December
don't
break, should we have
understand
a movie night?
sure, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't understand you.
Why? What's wrong with it? Have you ever seen The Descent?
No.
Bro,
No.
it's gonna be on my list
Cave zombies.
for a podcast review.
I like movies that make me feel good in December.
This does make me feel good.
And human eating cave zombies are not making me feel good.
I think you're Wednesday Addams.
I might be.
What the fuck is wrong?
I dig it. Da-da-da-dum.
All right, yeah,
All right. Anyway, yeah, The Descent. Go check it out. Vader's gonna do a TikTok dance. All right, V. What's your number
Is that a
2?
TikTok dance now?
Yeah, it is.
All right, so my number 2 is an actual traditional Christmas movie.
Okay. You're so boring.
Well, you know what? Look at my hat.
Yeah, he's Santa. Of course he's boring.
Look at me. I am
The picture
morphing into Tim
Morbius.
Allen. So, speaking of Tim Allen, The Santa Claus is my number 2 Christmas timey-wimey movie.
What's it called?
The Santa Claus
With Tim Allen?
with Tim Allen.
Okay.
Have you not seen this one
No,
too?
I haven't seen that movie.
I just love this movie. It was so fun.
I love Tim Allen too.
It's fantastical. It's got a good story to it. It's just it's something you can watch with the whole family, with your kids, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy it. I'm watching him get fat and grow the beard. I laugh every time I see it. It's like he gets up out of bed and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And it's funny to me, and it's just I kind of wish that was how Santa really worked.
Yeah.
Or maybe he does.
I've never seen that whole movie, but I have heard the stories about the behind the scenes stuff.
It's great.
With Tim Allen, he's dressed up as Santa Claus, and he's like, all these fucking kids in this movie kept coming up to me. and talking to me like I was Santa. And he's like, I had to go to the director and tell him, listen, motherfucker, you need to keep these fucking kids away from me. It was like a total bad Santa moment. He's like, I'm on my fucking lunch break.
Listen, motherfucker, I'm not going to jail for you or anybody.
Oh, what's funny about that is that like there are multiple sequels to the Santa Claus, and I think that they just released like
There's a new one.
like
There's
a
a new one
mini
coming out.
series. It's called the Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
And basically.
Is that a series or a movie?
You know why it's called the Santa Claus, right?
Well, he has to take the space. Like he kills Santa or something like that. He has
Because
to
there's
take
a clause in the contract.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but they're getting ready to release a new one. I think it might be like a limited Disney Plus
Is it with Tim
miniseries.
Allen?
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's
But,
with Tim Allen.
Cool.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite December things for sure.
Cool.
So yeah, good
Right on.
movie.
Jude, number 2.
Gremlins. It is a Christmas movie.
It is.
And
Yeah.
you cannot change my mind.
Okay. Well, it is, isn't it? They have like a whole, there's a whole Christmas vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets the Mogwai for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then they turn into gremlins.
Okay. I don't remember liking that movie because we reviewed it for the podcast. Didn't we do it this year or was it last year?
I think it was last year.
Last year? Okay. Yeah.
I forget about most of my scores that I give movies.
I know. You know what?
I get called out.
I need a separate list for each of us what we gave like 5 stars and 1 stars.
Yeah.
Kiddish. You're good at that.
Well, we already keep track of Vader's 5 stars.
Yeah, because they were so short. There's only like 7.
We keep track of yours too, but it's like 80 pages long, so it's kind of pointless.
Well, I have my movie diary on Letterboxd, so like I just keep track of every movie I watch.
Yeah.
So.
I need to start doing that this year because when I was going through my list of movies that I liked this year, I was like, God, I can't remember anything that we
I
reviewed.
did a lot of Google searches.
Yeah, I was like, I went through like IMDb's top list for 2022 and I was like scrolling through which one I've seen. Anyway, Kadish, number 2 for Christmas movies.
All right, so number 2 for a movie to watch over the holidays is kind of an off-the-wall one, but I saw it this year and I was so impressed with it. I was like, man, this is a really good movie. And it's kind of like an Agatha Christie style cozy mystery, but with like some supernatural elements to it. But it's also, it takes place in like a winter ski town, and so like it's got like heavy snow in it and it feels like very Christmassy, even though like it's not a Christmas movie. And it is a movie called Werewolves Within.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually a comedy, but it's a comedy wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in a werewolf movie. And it was very creative. It was very well done. I was actually surprised at how much I liked it. And it's a fun movie to watch over the holidays because like it does feel like snowy and like, you know, people are trapped in like this big kind of hotel while like, you know, the blizzards are outside and they're trapped in with a werewolf and they're trying to figure out who's the werewolf, stuff like that. It's a really good movie.
You know what I'm learning as we go through this. Anything that has snow in it
Counts as a Christmas
counts as a
movie.
Christmas movie.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's got snow in it. It's good.
This guy
Snow.
picked cave zombies.
He's an idiot. I don't understand him at all.
It's a great movie.
It's like my favorite Christmas movie's Bone Tomahawk.
Nothing like seeing a man get chopped in half.
Yeah,
Come on.
bring in the Christmas spirit.
That's his favorite porno.
Kurt Russell's
My
facial
favorite
hair.
Christmas movie is Aliens.
Oh my God.
Cannibals.
It's just so fucking weird. Jeez.
Man.
Speaking of,
What's your
Vader took a bathroom break, and I was going
Yeah,
out to the
weirdo.
garage, and
Oh.
he was like, "I'm gonna go jerk off now," and I came past the bathroom, and I was like, "You want me to talk to you through the door?" He's like, "No, get out of here."
So then I had to like,
I was just going to the garage to get some
What?
ginger beer.
it's like she's all listening to me through the door. Is he making pee noises? It's like, it's so weird. It's like, and then I went, bloop, drive right out. It's like, fuck. And I like coax it back out. Come on, you can do it. Let's go, shake it out.
On that note, number 1.
Yay,
holiday
Christmas!
movie. Yay, holidays and family togetherness. Better Off Dead.
Yes.
It just so happens to be, which I did not know until this week, happens to be a Christmas movie.
Christmas.
I was like, oh my God, this movie is a Christmas movie.
You are correct, sir.
I did
Good
not.
choice.
Yes, Better Off Dead is one of my favorite John Cusack movies ever made. I just watched it recently, and it still holds up. I had a ton of fun with it, and now watching it now, like after doing the podcast and kind of like I can dive a little bit deeper into movies now. Like I'm picking up on some notes that I didn't really pick up on before.
Yeah.
It's got a whole new life to it.
Hey, Alex, I just have a quick question for you. Would you mind if I take out Beth?
I noticed that you and Beth weren't together anymore. Yeah.
Would you mind if I took her out?
Yeah. It's a great movie. I love it. And it happens to be a Christmas movie. So that was a
great
serendipitous moment for me this
Yeah.
week when I was making my list. But anyway, next for you, buddy. Number 1 top Christmas movie
Oh,
from Matt Vader.
this one's actually really easy. It's not a Christmas movie, but it might as well be to me. I always take time to watch the original Star Wars trilogy
Okay.
around Christmas time. It just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
It's just,
You like your comfort place movies.
I do like my comfort place movies, and you know, I used to watch it way more, but I always take the time in December to watch these movies, and I haven't watched them for a while.
Empire Strikes Back was almost on my list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I always I just, you know, I can do it streaming now, but I used to just like take my VHS. I mean, I've been doing this since I can remember, and I always I take a day and I watch these movies.
I think
We
that's
should point out
Christmassy.
that
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back has snow in
It
it.
does have snow.
does have
in it.
snow.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and Luke Skywalker is Jesus.
And you know,
Also that.
just like the indie movies, I put the time away to watch Star Wars, and I don't worry about the prequels and the Disney shit. I watch the original first movies that came out, and then I feel better and I can move on with my life. So, yep, it's my one mandatory thing I have to watch. These other movies, I mean, I watched them all, but some years I miss one or two of them, you know, and you know, you only have so much time in the day, but I will absolutely make myself watch these movies.
My Star Wars like a must watch is in May for me. It's May the 4th. Like that's my May the 4th
I don't
thing.
know. I just December
Right.
is
Yeah, no, I get
December is make me feel good month.
Yeah.
So
I dig it.
I have to.
Jude, number 1.
Okay.
Holiday movie.
This is my favorite Christmas movie that I watch every single year, and it makes me cry every single time I watch it. Diane Keaton, Dermot Mulroney, Sarah Jessica Parker, Claire Danes, Luke Wilson, The Family Stone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the story of a family coming together for the holidays. Rachel McAdams is in it too. She plays the really shitty sister. And Dermot Mulroney is dating Sarah Jessica Parker, and he brings her home for the holidays, and the whole family hates her. And they're like, she's not right for you. Turns out she's very right for his brother.
Okay.
It's so good, and Diane Keaton is so good in it. And what's his name? Coach.
Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson is the dad in it.
Okay.
And it's so good. It's so good. This family comes together and they all have like differing opinions, and the mom is just very like buck against society and the norms, and just my family's crazy and I love them, and it makes me cry every single time I watch it.
All right. Cool. Kadish, number 1 holiday season movie.
All right. So I had to choose a number 1 that had to do with one of our favorite actors on this show.
Mark Wahlberg?
No, Kurt Russell.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Now, Kurt Russell has done 2 movies in a series called The Santa Chronicles, or Christmas Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles, yeah.
Forget which one.
Oh, yeah.
Where he plays Santa, and he's an excellent Santa. But I did not choose either of those movies in particular because they were just too on the nose. People
Okay.
are going to watch those over the holidays
Sure.
no matter what. So I was like, you know what? There's a Kurt Russell movie out there that is a feel-good movie. It's a very inspiring movie. It's a lovely movie. It's based on a true story, and it involves Jude's favorite sport, hockey, and it's called Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about the coach of the 1980s American hockey Olympic team.
Yep.
And they're going up against the Russians, who are like the unstoppable juggernauts of hockey, and they were guaranteed to win like the gold medal. And this upstart.
Is this a true story?
No.
This is based on a true
Oh my
story.
God.
Yeah. And basically, Kurt Russell plays the hockey coach who puts together a ragtag team of hockey players from like the minor leagues to go up against the Russians in the Olympics, and they win. And it was called the Miracle on the
Spoiler,
Ice.
I was going to ask you if we could watch it tonight. I've never seen that.
Really, I remember this happening. I was 10 years
In
old.
real life.
In real life.
Yeah, it was
This-
one of the most iconic moments in
This
sports.
was one of the biggest things that ever happened in history of sports. It was ground shaking. It was
Okay, still
wild.
want to watch it. Can we watch
Yeah,
it tonight?
yeah.
Yeah, we can watch it, but
Yeah.
it's my number one recommendation for a good holiday movie
Yeah.
because
Oh, it sounds so good.
it's very inspiring. It's got Kurt Russell in it. It's a great movie, and I would highly recommend checking it out. And I got a couple of honorable mentions too.
So do I. So do I. I'm gonna name drop both of my honorable mentions. One is a Nicolas Cage movie called Family Man.
I love that movie.
Freaking love that movie.
Tay Leone is really good at it.
Yes, yeah. She's not screaming Eric the whole time like in Jurassic Park 3, but no, yeah, she's great in the movie. Nicolas Cage, I think in my opinion, it might be one of his best movies because he has the Nicolas Cage elements to it, but he's very reserved and he's like a normal person.
Yeah, he's like a businessman.
Yeah, he's a
also
businessman.
freaking out.
He also freaks out. Yeah, it's great. It's an awesome movie. I love it. I watch it at least once a year, and it just so happens to be a Christmas movie.
It is. You're right.
And then my next one is a super sappy, stupid movie that I just so happen to like because I'm a sucker for Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and that's Sleepless in Seattle.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I freaking love
I
Sleepless in
have an
Seattle.
honorable mention with Meg Ryan too.
Oh, great. Is it French Kiss?
It is.
All right, cool. V, do you have any honorable mentions?
If I was gonna throw an honorable mention in there, it would be probably something like Nightmare Before Christmas,
Okay.
or something like that. But no, I don't really need
Tim
to be
Burton.
official. I love Tim Burton.
Yeah.
He's cool, man. That's
Okay.
good stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, that's all I really got. So
Jude, what else do you have for your honorable mentions?
Oh, that was it. French
Oh,
Kiss.
just the French Kiss?
Yeah,
Okay.
Spoiler.
Yeah, that's a great movie too.
Oh, it's so good. I
love
love
it.
it.
It's funny.
These people make my ass.
Twitch.
These people make my ass twitch.
That's a great movie. Very quotable too.
Fester, fester, fester. Rat.
Lactose intolerant.
Beautiful. Wish you were here.
All right, Kadish, what you got for your
All
honorable
right,
mentions?
so we actually did a Twitter question asking people about their favorite holiday movies, and one of the ones that came up, other than Die Hard and Scrooged, was Batman Returns. So Batman Returns is a Tim Burton film, and it's a good Christmas movie. But there are a couple others I wanted to also shout out that didn't make my top 5 list, but I think that if you're bored over the holidays and you want to watch something, it's good to go.
Question.
What's up?
Batman Returns. Who was the Batman in that? Was that
Mi-
George
Michael
Clooney?
Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
That's the
Batman.
second
That's
Michael.
the-
Tim Burton,
the-
Michael
it's
Keaton.
the
movie.
Penguin one.
Yeah.
With Michelle
De-
Pfeiffer's
Ooh,
Catwoman.
and that's the one that had the Prince song, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And,
No, that was the first one.
Danny DeVito.
Batman. Yeah.
No, the Prince songs were in the first Batman.
with Joker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So basically, my honorable mentions here. Number 1, Ernest Saves Christmas. Surprisingly, a good Christmas movie. I watched it all the time growing up. Disney's Frozen is also a very good holiday movie.
Sure.
For the family to check out.
Cute.
There's another mystery that I really liked called Whiteout, starring Kate Beckinsale. It's a murder mystery that happens at an Arctic research station during a snowstorm, which was a lot of fun. Another movie that is definitely worth checking out over the holidays is Fargo.
Oh, I love Fargo.
Yeah. Fargo's a good one.
Coen Brothers.
Yeah, Coen Brothers. And basically, the last 2 honorable mentions are kind of off the wall, but I figure I'd put them in anyway.
That's the other ones that you just said aren't off the wall.
So these are really off the wall.
You got a lot of honorable mentions.
It can't be more off the wall than The Descent.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So the first one is The Shining,
Love it.
which takes place during a snowstorm. So
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
yeah, exactly. And the final one is Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight.
It's got snow in it.
It does have snow in it.
So hold on.
we should have just renamed.
You made me snot.
Yeah, we need to rename this episode to
Winter?
favorite movies in
That have
December that have snow.
Favorite snow movies.
So
Because you guys said no fucking Christmas movies.
Also-
it is unbelievable.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
I had a
I
movie.
don't want it.
I had a movie in my head. I was going to ask Kadish. It just happened to have snow in it in one scene. God, I can't remember what I was going to say. And I was like, does that
Any
does that mean that's
movie.
does that mean
Any
that's a
movie
Christmas
that's
movie?
I'm going to nominate the movie Blow.
That's a fucking
Okay.
dope ass movie, dude.
Well, that's a Christmas movie.
They do.
It's got,
yeah.
it's got snow in it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think his first wife, who he really loves, dies around Christmas.
What
How
does,
about
um,
Scarface?
Yes.
Let's just do Scarface.
Dude, just do cocaine
Lot of
movies.
cocaine
If you would have
movies.
came up,
That's a great theme.
if you would have came up with the best cocaine movie list,
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
That's
What's that one with Tom?
March is cocaine month.
What's
Yeah.
the-
Featuring Eric Clapton's Cocaine is the soundtrack.
What's the one with Tom Cruise that came out recently where he's a drug runner?
Air America? Is that it?
I don't remember what it was, but he's a smuggler. Yeah, recently, within the last 5 years.
I don't know.
It was a Tom Cruise movie. He flies an airplane and he smuggles cocaine into the States. Shit, was the movie that? It was like, I don't know what it is. Anyway.
Fever Dream.
Yeah. I did a dumb American thing. I went down our list of people that we've talked about and talked with on the podcast on Instagram. And I was just saying, hey, happy holidays or happy Thanksgiving or whatever. And I forgot that Thanksgiving is very much like an American holiday.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't exist. So I'm like sending people messages from the UK like,
hey,
happy Thanksgiving. And they're like, the fuck are you talking about?
Stupid American.
Stupid American. Don't give a shit about your turkey.
I do a lot of work with a Canadian publishing company, and they were like, "Hey, we have this list of work for you to do for like this project that we're working on." And I was like, it's Thanksgiving. and he was like, "Oh, well, happy Thanksgiving." And I was like, "Happy Thanksgiving to you."
You do.
I guess.
I'll do it next week.
Anyway, all right, guys, that's it for our top recommended lists for holiday season movies. Some of them had to do with Christmas, some of them just had snow in them, and other ones had cave zombies. So we're all over the place.
Farnsworth Gremlins, I called it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was I think my number 2. Yeah.
On that note, thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. If you're watching this video later in the holiday season, go watch a great movie. If there's one on this list that we gave you that you haven't seen in a while, go check it out. All right, V, where can people find you on the socials, bud?
You can find me at Matt Vader 74 on the Twitter and the Instagram and the YouTube, and I think that's what I'm focusing on right now. So
Truly Louie.
And my cat at Truly_Louie on Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Louis has a great Instagram.
He is pretty.
He does.
Yeah.
That one where he's got
Very
demon
handsome.
eyes was freaking hilarious.
He's
That was
very
great.
handsome.
Yeah.
Glad you guys
handsome
like
boy.
my cat.
There's a reel out there on Instagram right now that I want you to recreate with your cat. It's this dude's got his cat and he's sitting over a balcony or something like that, and the lighting is perfect, and he's got the Batman music, dome, 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 dome. It's like I am vengeance, and I'm like, that's a freaking great thing. Anyway, Jude.
You can find me on the socials at I am Juju, principally on Instagram and TikTok. You can find us on Facebook at saltynerdgroup.com.
All right. Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter and Truth Social. Kadishbooks.com takes you to my Amazon page. And have a happy holiday, everyone. I hope you guys are staying safe and festive.
Right on. All right, guys, we have a special announcement, and only people who are in our club are going to get a heads up on it. So go to saltynerdclub.com and join our club membership. We have a great community there, and we have something very big happening in 2023 that we can't wait to tell everybody about. But the first people we're going to find out are our club members. So sign up right now. saltynerdclub.com is only $5 a month. And for the month of December, you are getting access to our Batman 1966 reviews, as well as we did Twilight Zone specifically only for club members. There's no public access for Twilight Zone, but you get that as well. And all of our past shows and past bloopers and all kinds of really cool stuff. So head over there, saltynerdclub.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay safe this holiday season. We'll see you next year. Stay salty, my friends.
Oh, Nick loves your cat.
On that note. Thank you, Jude.